Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Aminata. I am a family nurse practitioner, and on this channel you see me talk a little bit about nursing and mental health, as that's one of my passions. You also see me talk a little bit about motherhood. You see some videos on finances as I'm on the journey to financial freedom and trying to pay off my student loans. You also see videos on braiding hair tutorials and just lifestyle in general. If that's something that you're interested in, please make sure you subscribe and join the family. And please make sure you like this video, click that notification bell, so that way you get notified every time I post a new video. So on today's topic, we're going to be talking about how to manage or balance work and family or personal life. So this is something that I struggled with for a little bit in the beginning, especially in my career as a nurse, but I've gotten really better at it as the years went by. And I wanted to come on here and share 4 helpful tips that I've been using over this years that have really helped me manage or find a balance between the two. So one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about is recognizing that your work life and your personal life both goes hand in hand. So when one is struggling, the other, it tends to spill over on the other side. For example, if you're having difficulties at home with your personal life, that tends to spill over to your work life, vice versa. If work-wise things are going really bad and you're stressed out at work, that tends to spill over at your personal life as well. So first, just recognizing that these two goes hand in hand, then you can take the necessary steps to make sure that both sides things are going okay. My next point will be finding a career that you really truly have passion for, because when you love what you do, in as much as every job or every career path that people choose comes with, there's a negative aspect of it. There's different stresses and different things that comes with it that you may not necessarily like, but having a passion for something and enjoying what you do helps to overcome when you have those obstacles or those challenges that you can't control. So secondly, is really for a lot of people, especially people that are going to school, making sure that you choose a career path that you have passion about. For example, for nursing, a lot of people that decide to go into nursing, it's because they have that nature of wanting to care for others. And when things are really difficult, when you become a nurse, keeping that in the back of your mind always supersedes the negative that comes with nursing, which there is some negative aspect of nursing. So really truly tend to think about what is it that you want to do, and it's not so much about how much you're going to get paid, but for something that you know that you're going to enjoy doing. And it can be anywhere from working as a manager or a CEO, or as a someone that works in a gas station, or someone that works in McDonald's. And it's amazing where you meet different people and that works in different jobs, and just their passion for their jobs, you can tell the way they interact with you that they really truly love what they do, regardless of what it is that they do. And that makes a huge difference. The third tip would be making sure that you find a job where it makes it easier to balance, a job that you're able to get a freedom or able to separate yourself from work and your home life. For example, when I was working as a registered nurse, I made sure that I tend to look for jobs where you're doing 12-hour shifts as opposed to 8-hour shifts. So that way you work 3 12s and you have 4 days out of the week to be able to really spend time with family. So another thing again would be, let's say for example, if when I was looking for a job as a nurse practitioner, I really wanted a job where, again, whether I'm working 3 days a week, 12 hours, and have 4 days off to be able to take care of family, or if I'm going to be working in a job where it is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, that I'm not on call. So that way when I'm off, I really am truly off from work, and really focusing on your time management skills. So For example, I always make sure that my charts are closed by the end of that day, so that way when I'm done with work, my computer is closed. I don't open it until the next day. When it's the weekend, I close my computer. Then I just focus on home life. So that really helps balancing home and work life. And the third thing that I really wanted to talk about is having a positive mindset. When I tell you guys, that takes you such a long way. And I learned that earlier on in my nursing career. So remember earlier I mentioned something about there's some jobs that is negative in any job, okay? So what I realized about nursing was that there's some aspects of it that you don't have control over, which is such as you go into work and there's some days you have 2 patients. For example, when I worked in critical care, there's some days where I have just 1 patient because they're really sick and they need that extra attention. There's some days where you have 2. There's some days when nurses have to call out, and that's something out of the scheduler's control, is they call off and now you're having to take care of more patients than you usually would. And how I look at it has always been, it's part of the job. It's okay. That's something that you don't have control over, and that those patients are there to be taken care of. So instead of focusing on, oh my God, it's always this up and down between how many patients you get, you're stressed out, this and that, I just focus on the things that I have control over, which is going to work every single day with a positive mindset and smiling. And that helps me because, believe it or not, whether you get upset or angry or choose to be happy, the job is always going to be that you have to get the work done. So why not do it in a positive mindset? So that way that helps you as a person and the people around you and your patients. Because when you have a positive mindset and a positive attitude, that really helps them. Because the worst thing you want to do is having to take care of a patient where the patient now has to deal with your attitude. So that's the third thing that I really wanted to mention, is having a positive mindset and a positive outlook and a positive attitude on different situations. And last but not least is to make sure that you have an open communication with your family. When I tell you guys, that's very, very, very important. What usually happens is when we have a new job or change a career or we decide to go to school, we sometimes forget a little bit about our family because we get wrapped up into this new phase of our lives. Whereas sometimes maybe it's just orientation wise, it gets really, really, really difficult and really busy. And it really takes a lot of your time that you don't recognize that you're neglecting your family members. And so making sure that you're having that open communication with your family, so that way they're able to tell you that, hey mom, you have been very distant lately, you have been very crabby since you started this job, or you haven't really had time for us. So that way you're able to recognize when you are starting to get so sucked into your work. So that way you can take a step back and together you guys can figure out, okay, what is it that we need to do to be able to make things better, so that way they don't feel neglected at home. But only when you have that open communication, that's the only way they're able to tell you how they're feeling. And again, because we're not on the receiving end of it, sometimes we don't really recognize that we're doing certain things. So being able to have that open communication with your family makes a huge deal. So just in a nutshell, some things that I've been using to help me balance work and life. The first step is to recognize that your job affects your home life. Your home life affects your work. So when you recognize those two, then you're able to take the next step, which is really thinking about where you want to work and your career path. And you want to make sure you have a passion for that. And what encompasses that also is to make sure that whatever job you choose, make sure that you are able to have time for your family. So for a lot of nurses and for some CNAs or other jobs, people are able to work 12-hour shifts, which is very, very helpful because then you work 3 12 hours and then you have 4 days out of the week where you can hang out with family. And also at the same time, if you want to pick up 1 extra day for overtime, you are still able to do that without making your family feel neglected. And even you having time for yourself in general too, the type of job that you do affects that and the hours that you work. And not so much focus on the money, but so much so on things that you have passion for. And the third thing is your attitude. So your attitude and your mindsets towards things. So making sure you choose to have a positive mindset, because that really helps you yourself overall and also the people around you. Can you imagine if you work with someone that have a negative attitude? That just brings down everybody. Versus having a positive mindset that helps you cope on a day-to-day basis where things don't bother you so easily because you're not looking at the negative aspect of things. And last but not least, making sure that you're having those conversations with your family members so that way they know that they can tell you when things are not going well. They're able to pinpoint certain things and give you pointers before things get out of hand, so that way they don't feel so neglected. And together you guys can work on how to move forward, how to make sure that they don't feel neglected, and even you being able to have time for yourself. So I hope these tips were helpful. Please make sure you comment down below and let me know what are some things that you've been using to help you balance or manage work and your home life, and also just things in general. So if you feel this video is helpful, please make sure you like this video, comment down below. Let's keep the conversation going. Please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done that. Thank you so much again for clicking on this video. Remember guys, stay positive and let's uplift each other. Until next time, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video.